This is your Weather Extreme video for Sunday, October the 14th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and it looks like we've got some changes coming our way. Here's a look at the Alpha Skycam network from ABC 3340, and there's a look from the Birmingham Skycam, and indeed you can see the clouds on the increase. Looks like, we may see a few peeks at the sun this morning. It looks like we'll become a mostly cloudy day. Look at Gadsden, and we can see what looks to be a little bit of kind of haziness there. There's a little patchy fog around as well, plus some low clouds. We're dealing with a cold front that is currently approaching the northwest corner of Arkansas, but that front, and along with the weather ahead of it, that stretches along the Mississippi River, will be moving quickly through the southeastern U.S. on a rather rapid schedule, so we're not going to have a long time to deal with rain. In the upper atmosphere, that closed low that was off Southern California a few days ago is an open trough now, and it is moving through the Central Plains, headed for the Great Lakes area. Head of that trough, of course, you can see a real surge of warmth all the way up into the eastern Great Lakes. This is 5 a.m. temperatures, and boy, I'm sure they don't see lows around 62 in Michigan too often in October, but certainly the way it is right now. On our regional radar map, you can see the weather ahead of the front, and that's going to be the scenario. Of course, it should move through pretty quickly. I think it'll be approaching northwest corner this afternoon of Alabama, the northwest corner, and then move quickly through overnight tonight, so that actually by Monday we should be improving very nicely. Rainfall amounts expected to be on the order of 1/2 to 1 inch. And, of course, there is a little bit of a severe weather risk. It looks like the primary threat is going to be damaging thunderstorm wind with the linear nature, the squall line nature of the showers and thunderstorms. But you can't rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado and perhaps some large hail. That severe weather risk shifts over to the Carolina coast, but their SPC is not even outlooking an area specifically. They're just mentioning the marginal conditions. In the tropics, things are a little quieter. We're dealing primarily with Raphael, and all the watches, warnings, and things have been discontinued for now. Looks like the next target for Raphael will be Bermuda as it heads to the northwest for a couple of days and then turns back to the north and northeast and will brush by Bermuda on Tuesday. The 06Z GFS model run, and here's the map for about 7 p.m. this evening, and you can see that the showers and the rain are approaching central Alabama. The surface low is up over the Great Lakes. By tomorrow morning, it looks like the surface low has moved into southeastern Canada. The front is moving through, so we should see improving conditions. Now, what about the severe weather risk? Well, there is the 7 p.m. Cape values, and of course you can see the best values are over in Mississippi, on the order of 1,000 to 1,500 or so. But because of the time that it's coming through, it looks like our Cape values will actually diminish. This is about 1 a.m., and while they're still, respectable, they're not especially high. So we're not at least going to benefit from any heating of the day. And then by 12Z or 7 a.m., things are getting by central Alabama and moving into the southeast part of the state. Now on helicity, the helicities stay up pretty good for around 7 p.m. this evening, and then by 1 a.m. helicity values are down. So I think while there is a marginal threat, I don't think that the shear is that significant. The open trough moves quickly through southeastern Canada, and we get a little bit of a short wave over Texas and Oklahoma, but no moisture for that to deal with. So it'll come by on Wednesday, but we should be dry and out of any rain. We have another shortwave trough dropping in through the Dakotas, and that one will drop in and close off in the western Great Lakes. That's a big-looking closed low, so a slightly colder look to the pattern. With that will be a surface low over the Great Lakes and a cold front trailing through. The problem here is I don't think that the moisture is going to be that available, and the result is I think for the most part we might not see much, but we will probably see some scattered showers, but I think most of us will probably be dry without too much rain with that system. While the system does not move that much through the Great Lakes, the front does kind of move through quickly on by Friday, so we should be improved greatly by Friday and into Saturday. The trough now, the closed low now begins to migrate a little further to the east, and that should keep us once again into a beautiful weekend. And then for Sunday, we become a little bit more zonal, so at least no extremes going on. And with the zonal pattern, we do have a good deal of moisture that's off to our northwest, but I think for the most part, Sunday is a dry day. Looking out into Voodoo Country, Wednesday the 24th, you see we're still under a southwesterly flow pattern, so that looks mild at least, along with a good deal of moisture. So it looks like, we could see another wettish event around the 24th, 25th or so. But it does look like we dry out again around the end of the month, and we take a little more northwesterly fetch to our flow. And with that, it should cool down. It's a little cooler look than we've seen as the ridge pumps up over the western part of the United States. Well, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. I expect James Spann to be back with the next edition first thing on Monday morning. Had a great time at the Alabama Tale-Telling Festival last night. Mark your calendars for next year, second weekend of October. Great storytelling. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in. Hope your week is a good one, and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.